Part 2. Habits and Personal Growth. When you come up with a new life goal, immediately turn it into a daily habit. Shifting gears towards your dreams can be a challenge, but with the right mindset, you can make it happen. Have you ever felt stuck in a rut, unable to reach your goals despite your best intentions? It happens to the best of us. But the good news is change is always within reach. Think of your progress as a graph. The more effort you put into making a change, the steeper the upward trajectory. But beware, it's not a one-time solution. Devoting your entire life to a goal is unsustainable. The key is to find a balance between your new pursuit and the rest of your life. And the secret ingredient: habits. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Jim Rohn. Transform your aspirations into a small, daily routine. For instance, if healthy eating is on your mind, swap your afternoon Snickers bar with an apple. If writing is your passion, start with 250 words a day. And if you're looking for love, send a message to someone new every day. Finding the right habit that works for you may take some trial and error, but once you do, you'll find it easier to stick with your new practice. So, don't give up, keep experimenting and keep striving towards your dreams. Action. Repeat until it sticks. Humans are habitual creatures. The more you do something, the more natural it will become for you to do it. When beginning a new endeavor, break it down into chunks and practice at least once a day. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Lao Tzu. Sola. It's much easier to build new habits when you make them obvious and attractive. Let's talk about building better habits. The first rule of thumb is to make your habits obvious so that you're able to easily spot which actions are helping or hindering you. By becoming aware of your daily routines, you can identify both the positive and negative habits that shape your life. Making your bed each morning is an example of a positive habit, whereas eating a chocolate bar every day when trying to lose weight is a negative one. The process of behavior change always starts with awareness. James Clear. To establish new positive habits, you need to focus on the time and location of the behavior. By choosing a specific time and place to perform the habit, you're more likely to stick with it. For instance, if you want to work out at 6 p.m. every day, you should make sure to do it in the same location, creating a routine. But it's not just about establishing habits, they also have to be attractive. Habits are driven by dopamine, which gives us the motivation to keep going. To make a habit attractive, try pairing it with something you enjoy doing. For example, if you love watching Netflix but need to exercise more, try watching your favorite show only when you're on the treadmill. By making your habits obvious and attractive, you can create a foundation for a healthier and happier life. It is easy to get bogged down trying to find the optimal plan for change, the fastest way to lose weight, the best program to build muscle, the perfect idea for a side hustle. We are so focused on figuring out the best approach that we never get around to taking action. As Voltaire once wrote, the best is the enemy of the good. James Clear. Satra. Changes that seem small and unimportant at first will compound into remarkable results if you're willing to stick with them for years. The foundations for each habit you have follows a simple, easily managed formula. James Clear, a renowned author, has taken Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Charles Duhigg's The Power of Habit to the next level by providing a better understanding of how habits form and how to develop new ones. Every habit has 4 essential components that contribute to its formation. The first is the cue, a signal that triggers the habit. The second is the craving, a desire to fulfill the habit. The third is the response, the actual habit, and the fourth is the reward, the gratification that results from completing the habit. For instance, if you receive a notification on your phone, it serves as your cue. You then crave to find out what it is, resulting in your response, where you open your phone and access the notification, which is your reward. With time, this routine can become a habit, and you may find yourself checking your phone whenever it vibrates, without any conscious thought. This habit loop is common to both positive and negative habits, and it can be difficult to break out of. However, by understanding the 4 components of a habit, you can develop new habits that can help you achieve your goals. Habits are the foundation of your identity, and to change them, you must begin by asking yourself who you want to be. Your identity is shaped by repeated actions, and by improving yourself by just 1% every day, you can make significant changes to your life. Just as one paint by numbers does not make you an artist, one day of positive habits does not define you. However, with consistency, you can create a daily routine that will help you become the person you want to be. The first mistake is never the one that ruins you. It is the spiral of repeated mistakes that follows. Missing once is an accident. Missing twice is the start of a new habit. James Clear. Action. Make small daily changes to reap long-term rewards. Believing that you need to make significant changes to your life to adopt new habits is a misconception. Instead, focus on making small adjustments and improvements gradually each day. Over time, these incremental changes will accumulate, leading to long-lasting positive effects. Making a choice that is 1% better or 1% worse seems insignificant in the moment, but over the span of moments that make up a lifetime, these choices determine the difference between who you are and who you could be. Success is the product of daily habits, not once-in-a-lifetime transformations. James Clear. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. No single instance will transform your beliefs, but as the votes build up, so does the evidence of your new identity. This is one reason why meaningful change does not require radical change. Small habits can make a meaningful difference by providing evidence of a new identity. And if a change is meaningful, it is actually big. That's the paradox of making small improvements. James Clear. Both easy and satisfying to accomplish. Let's talk about the easy route to creating new habits. We all know that when it comes to achieving something, we are often drawn to the path of least resistance. If we make something easy, we are more likely to do it. For example, if you want to learn to play the guitar, keeping it by the sofa means that you're more likely to pick it up and strum a few chords. The opposite is also true for bad habits. If we make something difficult or awkward to do, we're less likely to do it. That's where the 2-minute rule comes in handy. Most habits are formed at a specific moment, and if we can accomplish them quickly, we are more likely to stick to them. For instance, if you want to go for a run every morning, laying your clothes and trainers out the night before will make it easier to start. The key to lasting change is to take small steps and make progress every day. The law of behavior change also focuses on making new habits satisfying. A habit tracker can help you keep track of your progress and give you a sense of pride and satisfaction. If you're writing a book, for example, jotting down your daily word count can help you finish it faster. But we're all wired to crave immediate rewards, and that's where the power of positive reinforcement comes in. Attach a positive reward to your new habit, and you're more likely to stick to it. If you are trying to cut down on eating out, save the money you would have spent and treat yourself to a new jacket or a holiday. That way, you get an instant reward for sticking to your new habit. Each day is made up of many moments, but it is really a few habitual choices that determine the path you take. James Clear. Your outcomes are a lagging measure of your habits. Your net worth is a lagging measure of your financial habits. Your weight is a lagging measure of your eating habits. Your knowledge is a lagging measure of your learning habits. Your clutter is a lagging measure of your cleaning habits. You get what you repeat. James Clear. Wake up early and use the BEAST 2020 formula. Are you tired of waking up early only to spend the extra time scrolling through social media or watching the news? It's time to optimize your mornings with the perfect plan. According to Robin Sharma's 20-20-20 rule, the first hour of your day should consist of 3 highly valuable activities. Here's how you can use the rule to your advantage. Start with 20 minutes of exercise to awaken your body and get those endorphins flowing. Sweating not only reduces stress and fear but also releases brain-derived neurotrophic factor (BDNF), a crucial factor for improving your cognitive abilities. Next, spend 20 minutes in reflection, taking the peace of the morning to find inspiration. Write down your thoughts and focus on what you want out of the day ahead. Follow that up with meditation, which has been shown to reduce cortisol and stress levels. Finally, dedicate your last 20 minutes to learning. Read a book, listen to a podcast, or work on a new skill. The key to success is a love of learning. But it doesn't stop there. By cultivating a morning routine that works for you, you can start each day off on the right foot. Prioritize sleep by having some screen-free hours before bed, keeping a regular routine, and ensuring you get enough sleep for your body. Embrace the day and make the most of your mornings with these simple tips. Action. Prioritize sleep. Having a restful sleep is essential to kickstarting your day early. To achieve this, make sure to disconnect from your screens at least a few hours before bedtime. establish a regular sleep routine, and ensure that you're getting enough sleep for your body's needs. Having peace, happiness, and healthiness is my definition of beauty. And you can't have any of that without sleep. Beyoncé. Bees. Create a routine you can stick to so you won't lose your momentum. Imagine a snowball rolling down a hill, gathering more and more snow with each turn until it becomes an unstoppable force. That's the power of momentum in action. The same concept applies to our daily habits and routines. The more positive habits you develop, the easier it becomes to make good decisions until they become second nature to you. Think of it as building up your own personal, big mo. With enough momentum, you'll feel unstoppable. The only catch is getting that momentum started. It can be difficult to form a new habit, but take care to focus on consistency over perfection. For example, if your goal is to hit the gym 3 times a week, start by simply showing if you only complete a short workout. Consistency will help turn that habit into a routine. So, let's get rolling and start building our own unstoppable momentum. 24/71. Action. Don't break your momentum. Your habit must be prioritized on your to-do list. Missing a few sessions is all it takes to break the cycle and render all your efforts ineffective. You will never change your life until you change the habits you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. Darren Hardy. 21. Use momentum to push through your limits, even if you have to trick yourself at first. When you're pushing towards your limits, it's important to have the power of momentum on your side. That's why developing a good routine is so critical. It'll give you the boost you need to break through the barriers that are holding you back. Your good habits and decisions will start to compound and carry you forward with increasing force. Of course, even the strongest of us will reach a limit eventually. When that happens, you can use the momentum you've built up to give you an extra boost. Just like Arnold Schwarzenegger did when he hit his weightlifting limits. He found ways to activate more muscle groups by leaning back slightly and was able to add an extra 5 or 6 reps to his sets. The same can be true for your weight loss journey, your running routine, or even your writing practice. Try changing up your approach. Have water for dinner, take a less steep route for your run, or write an extra page about a different topic. These cheats can help you push past your limits and create even more momentum. Action. Let momentum build up before you give it a boost. After you've been practicing a habit for a while, you'll need a good push to keep going. To give yourself the illusion of greater progress, make your practice easier than usual. Your achievements will speak for themselves. If you are serious about changing your life, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. Jen Sincero. Bias. The main thing is to keep the main thing. Learn these 7 habits of highly effective people for actionable steps to improve your habits and become the person you want to be. Whether it's workplace issues, family conflicts, or unsatisfying relationships, anyone can learn to solve and improve interpersonal problems with new habits. The first 3 habits are: be proactive, begin with the end in mind, and put first things first. Life has a way of shaping us, but it doesn't have to control us. While we can't control the actions of others, we can take responsibility for our own reactions, behaviors, and decisions. By being proactive and taking initiative, we can shift our patterns and see the world in a new way. To be effective in work, play, or relationships, we need clear goals. By reverse engineering the desired outcome, individuals, organizations, and businesses can work proactively toward a mission. And by remembering that life is finite, we can focus on what really matters, our relationships and legacy. But distractions are everywhere, from notifications to emails. To form new habits, we need to learn to prioritize and say no to trivial distractions and even worthwhile activities that divert our attention from our goals. If you want to write a book, for instance, it might mean giving up other pursuits in the short term. Action. Write out your mission statement. You can put words to your goals and better understand what to focus on by defining what you want to achieve in your chosen area. Write down what's most important to you and the steps you need to take to get there. Action. Schedule your priorities in advance. Set aside 30 minutes, perhaps on a Friday or Sunday, to plan out your week. Set aside specific time slots for your top priorities and don't reschedule them. Knowledge is the theoretical paradigm, the what to do. Skill is the how to do. And desire is the motivation, the want to do. In order to make something a habit in our lives, we have to have all 3. Stephen R. Kavi. 23. We are more effective when we consider one another. Balance what you want with what others want. Be courageous and considerate. Stephen R. Covey. Think win-win. Life is often thought of as a zero-sum game, where one person must lose for another to win. But what if we told you that working together for everyone's benefit is more profitable in the long run? Research shows that cooperation instead of competition, focusing on a win-win scenario instead of a win-lose, will increase productivity at work and improve personal relationships. It's all about finding a way for everyone to win. To achieve this, effective communication is key. We often prioritize making ourselves understood instead of understanding others, but empathic listening is crucial. Seek first to understand, then be understood. And when it comes to forming better habits, tackling one at a time may not be enough. By developing a habit of synergy, we can incorporate multiple good habits into our lives simultaneously. This leads to positive and collaborative interactions and healthy and interdependent relationships. Action. Learn to listen. Resist the urge to offer advice right away. People are most valued when they are simply listened to. Give others your undivided attention and practice empathy. Listen with the intent to understand, not the intent to reply. Stephen R. Covey. The most basic of all human needs is the need to understand and be understood. The best way to understand people is to listen to them. Ralph G. Nichols. No good habit will stick if you're not taking care of yourself. Stephen Covey's seventh habit, sharpen the saw if you want to keep sewing, is the glue that holds all other habits together. It's the ultimate self-care habit that's critical for your well-being. It's the habit of self-care and self-renewal. Think of it as maintaining your car so that it runs smoothly on the road. Similarly, you need to take care of yourself to be efficient and effective in all areas of your life. Whether you're working towards a massive goal or just trying to survive a hectic week, constantly pushing yourself without taking a break can lead to burnout. To stay in balance, you need to replenish four essential tanks: emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical. Make time for exercise, nourishing food, and adequate rest, and don't underestimate the importance of taking time alone to reflect and recharge. Incorporating sharpen the saw habit into your life is the most crucial thing you can do to improve your overall well-being. Remember, you are your most significant asset, so take care of yourself and you'll be ready to take on the world. Action. Proactively practice SELFCARE. Make time for yourself, whether it's 15 minutes before work or one evening a week. Rest, eat healthily, and meditate. Relax and engage in your hobbies. The goal is not to be better than the other man, but your previous self. Dalai Lama. 25. To stay healthy, we have to eat well and keep moving. Essential to happiness in life are something to do, something to love, and something to hope for. Hector Garcia, who said getting fit and healthy had to be a chore. According to the Okinawans, simple and consistent movements throughout the day are key to longevity. So, put down those running shoes and forget about joining the local sports team. A walk around the neighborhood, some time spent in the garden, or even a few arm movements can do wonders for your health. Of course, exercise is only half the equation. Okinawans also emphasize the importance of a healthy diet, full of fresh vegetables and homemade meals shared with loved ones, and if you're looking to shed a few pounds, consider the Japanese philosophy of hara hachibu. Minimal eating for maximum benefit. Fill your plate with a variety of colorful fruits and vegetables and take the time to savor each bite. Don't forget to take small exercise breaks throughout the day. Set a reminder on your phone or challenge your friends to a weekly step count competition. It's time to embrace a simpler, healthier way of life. A fit body, a calm mind, a house full of love. These things cannot be bought, they must be earned. Naval Ravikant. 26. Thinking too much might paralyze you, so just start moving. An action breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. Dale Carnegie. Who Moved My Cheese is a best-selling parable that teaches us to embrace change and thrive in uncertainty. It follows the story of two little people and two mice in a maze searching for cheese, each character representing a different attitude toward change and success. In Spencer Johnson's parable, two mice named Sniff and Scurry are on a mission to find cheese within a confusing maze. They waste no time in their search and simply follow their instincts without overthinking. Meanwhile, two humans named him and her also search for cheese, but they become bogged down with worries about the future, second-guessing their choices, and feeling anxious about whether there's any cheese left to find. The lesson to be learned here is that sometimes, simplicity and taking action without excessive analysis can be the key to success. Don't let fear of the unknown or analysis paralysis hold you back from finding your own version of cheese in life. Every minute you spend wondering what success looks like, how to achieve it, whether it's even possible, and how you'll feel in the future is a minute you're not working towards. Like sniff and scurry, sometimes it's best to simply follow your instincts and keep moving forward. Action. Get moving. Sometimes the best strategy is to abandon strategy altogether and simply move in the general direction of your goal. Doing anything that has a chance of succeeding is preferable to simply sitting. Life moves on. And so should we. Spencer Johnson. Nothing lasts forever, so keep your eyes open for approaching changes. No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river and he's not the same man. Heraclitus. In Who Moved My Cheese, two mice, Sniff and Scurry, stumbled upon a massive pile of cheese at Station C. They didn't take it for granted and continued to search for new cheese even after the stockpile began to dwindle. Every day, the amount of cheese decreased slowly but steadily. When they realized they were about to run out, they decided to continue on their own and soon discovered another massive cheese at Station N. On the other hand, two humans named him and her became complacent, reveling in their cheese-filled comfort zone at Station C. They were so focused on the cheese that they didn't notice how it was vanishing one piece at a time, and how some corners of it had even gotten moldy. They were blindsided when they woke up one day to find their cheese gone. Instead of adapting to the new reality and seeking fresh cheese, they were overcome with fear and despair, returning to Station C repeatedly in the hope that their cheese would magically reappear. Change is the only constant in life, and those who embrace it and adapt will thrive. Don't get too comfortable with the status quo, or you might find yourself left without any cheese at all. Action. Look for change. Instead of assuming that things will always remain the same, keep an eye out for new opportunities. This allows you to adapt to change and make the most of your life. When you are afraid things are going to get worse if you don't do something, it can prompt you into action. But it is not good when you are afraid that it keeps you from doing anything. Spencer Johnson. Fears hold us back, but confronting them is easier than we think. What you are afraid of is never as bad as what you imagine. The fear you let build up in your mind is worse than the situation that actually exists. Spencer Johnson. In Spencer Johnson's parable, the humans are stuck in their comfort zone even after running out of cheese. But one of them, takes the brave step of venturing out to look for new cheese, and his situation improves greatly once he starts moving. Don't let fear hold you back from progress. Once you find the courage to move on, the grip of fear will weaken. Your worries about the future may be worse than the reality of change, but standing still will surely lead to disappointment. By changing nothing, nothing changes. Tony Robbins. Ho eventually finds a new station filled with cheese, but he doesn't stop there. He keeps exploring and searching for new opportunities, knowing that nothing lasts forever. Life is full of uncertainty, but there's always more cheese out there to discover, even if we don't know where or in what form it will appear. Action. Overcome your fear. In any situation, taking the first step is the most difficult. But once you get started, everything will improve. Maintain your focus and keep moving forward. A ship is safe in harbor, but that's not what ships are built for. John A. Shed. 29. Fixed mindsets hold us back and can make life mediocre. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. George Bernard Shaw. Science has shown that personality is not set in stone, and yet many of us hold on to the belief that we are stuck with the personality we are born with. This myth keeps us from growing and becoming the best versions of ourselves. There are 5 personality myths that hinder our ability to change. We can be neatly categorized into personality types. Our personalities are fixed and unchangeable. Our past experiences determine our personalities. Our personalities must be discovered, rather than developed. Personality tests accurately describe who we are. But these myths are simply not true. Personality tests that classify people into types oversimplify the complexities of human nature. Research has shown that our personalities can change dramatically over time and that past traumas, environment, and our subconscious play a significant role in shaping who we are. So why not view ourselves as evolving and changing like historical events? When we cling too tightly to the idea of being true to ourselves, we limit our ability to adapt and grow. Action: don't limit yourself to a type. Don't let predefined personality types rule your life or dictate how you interact with others. Different people and situations will bring out different aspects of your personality. That is a good thing. These. We can change our identities by setting goals. Have you ever considered how our goals shape our identities? Every action we take serves a purpose, and the term goal is just another word for purpose. Our decisions and actions are all driven by our goals. Your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change. Jim Rohn. That's why it's crucial to understand the key components to changing your personality: exposure, desire, and confidence. Firstly, we need to open our eyes to the world and expose ourselves to new experiences and possibilities. As Benjamin Hardy put it, you can't make decisions and choices if you don't know they exist. Next, we must focus on our desires and set a goal to strive towards. If our current desires aren't healthy or fulfilling, we can work actively to change them. Lastly, we must be confident in our ability to achieve our objectives, or we'll never even consider them. If we want to break free from our limitations and gain the courage to succeed, we must step out of our comfort zone and be willing to embrace failure. Action: adopt a growth mindset. Find the strength to continue pushing yourself to seek new experiences and opportunities. You don't want to be the same person you are today in 10 years. Instead, embark on a journey of lifelong learning and growth. The only thing special about those who transform themselves and their lives is their view of their own future. They refuse to be defined by the past, they see something different and more meaningful, and they never stop fueling that vision. Benjamin Hardy. Ikhtis. We can change our future by improving the way we view our personalities. Nate, a young man who, like many of his family members, had always struggled with his weight. But when Nate saw the health problems his parents were facing due to their weight, he knew he needed to make a change. Nate asked himself some critical questions. What will my future be like if I continue to struggle with my weight? What will I be like when I'm 70? These questions can be tough to answer, but they helped Nate connect with his future self and gain perspective on his current situation. To identify the future we want, there are 4 steps to follow. First, you need to examine the future you unconsciously resigned yourself to. Consider what your life will be like at the age of 70. Are you happy with how things turned out? Write your own biography as if you've already lived your entire life. Next, visualize your future self 3 years from now. Imagine what your typical day looks like, how your job is going, and what makes you different from who you are today. Then, write about these visualizations while free writing, asking yourself questions such as, what were the major events in my life? And, what were my most notable achievements? Finally, start telling your new story to others and yourself as if it were already true. This helps you believe in your vision and take steps to make it a reality. Just like Nate, you too can adopt a growth mentality and transform your life. Change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and gorgeous at the end. Robin Sharma. Action. Start FREEWRITING about your future. Only by getting your thoughts down on paper will you begin to realize what you truly desire. Make time for yourself to reflect on who you are, what you stand for, and what you still want to achieve. The Shamlav 3 though. You need to stop trying so hard to save time. Are you feeling overwhelmed by the demands of time? Do you find yourself constantly trying to be more productive, only to end up with even longer to-do lists? It's time to break free from the constraints of clock-driven schedules and embrace a new approach to time management. Contrary to popular belief, time as a concept does not actually exist. Our perceptions of time are shaped by external forces like clocks, jobs, and deadlines, but they are only real in a collective sense. The medieval peasant lived a life structured by the tasks they needed to perform rather than by the clock. It wasn't until the evolution of industrial capitalism that the pressure to make better use of time at work and in leisure became a pressing issue. So, what's the solution to feeling like there's not enough time in the day? Do less. Focusing on the truly important tasks at hand and letting go of the pressure to be constantly productive will lead to a clearer mind and a lighter workload. Remember, the average human lifespan is tragically short, which averages around 4,000 weeks. But that doesn't mean you should live in fear of wasting time. It's a call to action to live life to the fullest and focus on what truly matters. Trying to master your time paradoxically leads to you being mastered by time. The average human lifespan is absurdly, terrifyingly, insultingly short. But that isn't a reason for unremitting despair or for living in an anxiety-fueled panic about making the most of your limited time. It's a cause for relief. Oliver Burkeman. Action. Keep 2 to-do lists. Make productivity a fixed volume task by keeping 2 to-do lists, one for each open task and one for the number of tasks you will work on at any given time. Only move tasks from the larger list to the smaller list after completing a task on the latter. Action. Limit your working time. Set a time limit for working during the day whenever possible. 30. Doing more means having to do even more. Many productivity experts advocate achieving inbox zero or that blissful state of being. Yet, often, this leads to a never-ending cycle of email replies, leading to more emails, leading to more replies. Becoming a reliable responder can turn into a trap, with more people reaching out to you. And at work, being seen as a highly productive employee can result in a barrage of additional tasks being thrown your way. But, let's face it, focusing on one task means letting go of an infinite number of other possibilities. Instead of striving for maximum productivity, let's embrace the art of prioritization. Accept that there will always be tasks left undone and choose to procrastinate on the less important ones. After all, the key to success is not to do more, but to do what truly matters. Action. Get your priorities straight. Concentrate on only one major task at a time. Don't let completing minor tasks keep you from focusing on what's truly important. Action. Underachieve strategically. Determine ahead of time which areas of your work and life you will no longer expect perfection in order to make them easier to complete. Convenience culture seduces us into imagining that we might find room for everything important by eliminating only life's tedious tasks. But it's a lie. You have to choose a few things, sacrifice everything else, and deal with the inevitable sense of loss that results. Oliver Burkeman. 40. Time as a network good. When it comes to things like money and oil, more is always better. Quantity is the name of the game, and the more you have, the more valuable it becomes. But, with network goods, it's a different story. The value of these goods lies in the connections and coordination with others. Take the telephone for example, the more people you have on the line, the more valuable the device becomes. And with social media, the platform is only as useful as the number of friends and contacts you have on it. Having plenty of time is desirable, but it's not much good if you're spending it all alone. The most meaningful experiences in life, spending time with loved ones, building relationships, starting a business, pursuing passion projects, all require coordination and collaboration with others. Having lots of time but not being able to share it with others is not only a waste of time, but it can also lead to feelings of loneliness and isolation. Traditional nomads aren't solitary wanderers who just happen to lack laptops, they're intensely group-focused people. And in their more candid moments, digital nomads will admit that the chief problem with their lifestyle is acute loneliness. Oliver Burkeman. Action. Focus on your relationships. Instead of trying to control the outcomes of your personal and professional relationships, become curious about them. Demanding a specific outcome causes stress, wondering what might happen next causes the opposite effect. Action. Cultivate generosity. When you think of something generous to do, do it right away rather than allowing it to become yet another unfinished task that adds to your to-do list and causes anxiety. It feels good to give. 30. Consumerism blinds us to what money can buy. Never spend money before you have it. Thomas Jefferson. In our society, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that our status and material possessions determine our happiness. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Research has shown that having a sense of control over our lives is the most reliable predictor of psychological well-being. And when it comes to control, money can be a powerful tool. As financial expert Morgan Housel puts it, money's greatest intrinsic value is its ability to give us control over our time. Instead of spending our money on expensive things, we should consider using it to buy time and control. Controlling our spending can allow us to choose jobs with more flexible schedules and better work-life balance. To avoid lifestyle inflation, where our spending increases along with our income, it's important to track our expenses and prioritize our spending based on what truly matters. We work jobs we hate, to buy things we don't need, to impress people we don't like. Tyler Durden. But what do we do with the extra time and control we gain from being mindful with our money? According to gerontologist Carl Pilmer, the key to a fulfilling life is not in earning more money or acquiring more possessions, but in cultivating quality friendships, a sense of purpose, and strong personal relationships. By tracking our expenses and prioritizing our spending based on what truly matters, we can achieve a sense of control over our lives and ultimately lead happier, more fulfilling lives. Real-world finance is not taught in schools. Our school system is outdated, designed for a time when farming was the norm and financial education was not a priority. To be financially successful in today's world, it's essential to have a solid understanding of how money and assets work. One of the most crucial things that we are not taught in school is the difference between an asset and a liability. The wealthy know the importance of investing in assets that earn money while they sleep, unlike liabilities which cost money and provide little or no return. Another critical piece of knowledge missing from our education system is the usefulness of corporations. The wealthy take advantage of corporations to minimize taxes and limit their exposure to risk. Money is not real, it's an illusion that relies on trust. The wealthy understand this and know how to manipulate it to their advantage. They buy and sell houses at a profit without ever exchanging actual money. Once you grasp the basics, financial success comes down to hard work, spotting opportunities, and dedicating yourself to becoming as wealthy as you legally can. It's time to break free from the old school mentality and take control of your finances to build a better future for yourself. Action. Pay yourself first each month. Let's talk about investing. While it may seem like a daunting task, investing a small portion of your salary each month can be a smart move towards securing your financial future. Think of it this way: before you even start thinking about paying rent and bills, take a little chunk out of your paycheck and invest it in some medium to high risk stocks or bonds. By doing so, you open yourself up to the potential of reaping some major rewards. The poor and the middle class work for money. The rich have money work for them. Robert T. Kiyosaki. Of course, investing always carries a certain degree of risk. That's why it's crucial to only invest what you can afford to lose. With a bit of research and a willingness to take a calculated risk, you just might find yourself on the path to financial success. So why not give it a try? The potential payoff might just be worth it. Most people are controlled by two conflicting emotions: fear and greed. One emotion goes up, intelligence goes down. Robert Kiyosaki. In the movie Jerry Maguire, when the protagonist gets fired, he takes a bold step and asks the whole company to join him. Although one woman raises her hand, she declines because she's due for a promotion. This reluctance to leave the safety of a comfortable situation is something that many of us can relate to. But financial independence requires us to step outside of our comfort zones and take risks. We can't just keep running in the rat race and accumulating more liabilities. It's up to us to make a choice and take action. Our financial behavior is deeply ingrained, influenced by the advice of our parents and the norms of society. We believe that we have to work for someone else and pay taxes, but this belief limits us. The fear of rejection can be paralyzing, but we need to master it to achieve success. The desire for wealth can be outweighed by the fear of losing the illusion of financial security, resulting in a conflict between greed and fear. Successful people take risks and work on controlling their thoughts and emotions. We can choose to break free from our ancestral instincts and decide for ourselves. By taking a long-term view and writing down our financial fears, we can begin to overcome them and move forward towards financial independence. Arthis. When planning for the long term, it's key to factor in the likelihood that your preferences will change. Compounding is the magic that turns small efforts into big rewards, but it takes time and consistency. Whether it's building wealth, pursuing a career, or nurturing relationships, the benefits of compounding are enormous. The problem is, our innate tendency to change and evolve makes it difficult to stick to our long-term plans. We tend to underestimate how much we'll change in the future and assume that our current goals and desires will stay the same. To make long-term plans that stick, we need to plan with flexibility and moderation in mind. Extreme plans that require us to work tirelessly or sacrifice everything else in our lives are unlikely to last. We must find a balance that allows us to make progress while still enjoying our lives. When we stick to our plans, we create a compounding effect that can produce incredible results. Just like compound interest, the benefits of our efforts start small but grow over time. So, take a step back, evaluate your plan, and ensure it's flexible enough to accommodate the changes that life inevitably brings. With persistence and patience, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. Aiming, at every point in your working life, to have moderate annual savings, moderate free time, no more than a moderate commute, and at least moderate time with your family increases the odds of being able to stick with a plan. Morgan Housel, 49. Experience as a more efficient teacher than formal education. In today's ever-evolving world, it's more important than ever for entrepreneurs to keep up with the latest developments and continuously refine their skills. What we learned in school may not be applicable in the current landscape, so it's important to take a critical look and consider new approaches. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Alvin Toffler. One of the best ways to learn is by observing others, both successful and unsuccessful, and then trying things out for yourself. To achieve financial independence, you must train yourself to see what others overlook and seize opportunities when they rise. Don't be afraid of failure. It's often the best teacher, and those who are most successful embrace it. Edison and Bell tried countless prototypes before perfecting their inventions, and successful writers have faced numerous rejections before finding success. While traditional education methods still have value, it's up to you to choose what you need to learn and how to apply that knowledge. The wealthy tend to be knowledgeable in a wide range of areas, but they hire experts for the details. Acton, learn what you need to learn. If you want a new idea, read an old book. Ivan Pavlov. Keep filling in gaps in your knowledge and skills by reading books, staying informed about the news, and seeking advice from friends. As you gain more expertise, you'll begin to spot investment opportunities and put your newfound knowledge into practice. So, take action, keep learning, and seize the opportunities that come your way.